to the night. It's changing my mind. It's a beautiful life.
Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I have another study abroad video, and this will be kind of different because I won't edit this video a lot. I literally want this to be a chat between you and me. Feel free to put this video on when you do something else because it won't be very engaging, but I feel like we just really need to have that talk, right, about things that really no one tells you about studying abroad that you may struggle with, right? Those are just things that are more on the not so bright side of studying abroad that I still think should be talked about. Not in a way where I want to complain, but I just want to let you know that if you are facing any of those emotions, feelings, struggles, that you are not alone, right? And it doesn't mean that you're weak or that you're not ready for this or that you're not made for this. It just means that you're human and we can get through this together. And it's just really important to me to show both sides of studying abroad, to show the amazing and fun and happy and exciting times, but to also talk about when stuff isn't so fun and stuff isn't so easy. Just want to remind you that everything is a learning experience and everything will help you grow, even the times that are not that comfortable. So without further ado, here are 5 things no one told me about studying abroad. Okay, so the first struggle that I am facing and that a lot of people that I talk to are facing as well. You are constantly suffering FOMO. If you don't know what FOMO is, it's the fear of missing out. We constantly compare our study abroad experience to someone else's study abroad experience, or to the expectation we think a study abroad experience has to be. If I don't do this, then I'm missing out on the experience or whatever, right? That's like a sentence everyone tells me. We should take back our power and define our own study abroad experience and not just, do all the bucket list things just because we want to tell other people that we did it or we want to post about it on Instagram. So that is something that I have been especially struggling with here in Toronto, because there is so much you can do, right? There's always stuff happening and places to go and trips to take. And when I went here, I had this big bucket list of all of those things. I just realized that I cannot do it all in those 3.5 months that I'm here, because I also have to do my uni stuff. I want to do YouTube, my podcast, my business. I also have to look after myself mentally. And of course, that voice inside my head is like, yeah, but you're like only here once. Who knows when you will have the next opportunity to do that. You're like missing out on this. You should do more of this. You should be part of that, because otherwise it's not a proper study abroad experience. I don't want to go out partying, and people tell me like, oh, but that's part of the experience as like a student or like studying abroad. Like, well, no, not for me. Maybe for you, yes, but not for me, okay? Yeah, I think that's just really important to talk about, that it's normal to have FOMO, but try to not be too influenced by that and really find the experiences that fit you, that fit your personality, that fit your circumstances, and that just make you feel really, really good. So the second thing that I, didn't really fully grasp until I did study abroad is the mental pressure and the responsibility that you constantly have. And honestly, this is not only for studying abroad. I talk to people who did work and travel. I'm not telling you this to make you afraid or be anxious or whatever. No, I'm just telling you that if you struggle with that pressure, that responsibility, that's totally normal. For example, me, I went to study abroad straight after high school. Having lived together with my parents, obviously, for my whole life, I've never been away from my parents for longer than a week. And what did I do? I straight went to Scotland for like 3 months on my own. Not only that, also now after 2 years when I went to Toronto to study abroad, I thought, okay, I've been abroad for very long now. I know I can handle this. But the thing is, with every study abroad destination, with every thing that you do, right, there always comes new challenges, obstacles, responsibilities. And I just want you to realize that when you study abroad, you have to be graceful with yourself. Do not, feel bad if you have some bad days where you just want to stay in and cuddle up and call your mom and cry because there's just so much going on. Like, there has been so much in my mind, additional pressure of living abroad, having the responsibility for everything that you do, not having your parents come here in like 30 minutes and help you with something. You are on your own, right? And that is so empowering, that is so amazing, that's such a good learning experience, but it's also hard. So if you feel like, oh man, I wish I could just for one day not do anything, just crawl in bed, just cry, just watch Netflix, just eat ice cream. Girl, do it. Like, people only see the positive things, right? They see, oh, you travel so much and your life seems so perfect, and they see the colorful Instagram pictures. But what they don't see is that it's freaking hard and it's freaking uncomfortable, right? I find that some days the smallest thing will make me cry, right? And I just honestly want to share that with you because I feel like often in my YouTube videos, I seem so positive and so happy, which I am. I am a naturally really optimistic person, excited, grateful, positive, happy. But even I, honestly, sometimes, like 2 days ago, on Tuesday it was, suddenly my energy dropped so much. I had to leave the classroom. And I called my mom and I started crying for no reason, right? Because there's just sometimes there's just a lot and then it all comes down. It doesn't mean that you're not made for studying abroad. You're not the person, you don't have the personality to study abroad or whatever. No, it means that you're human, and it's just be graceful with yourself, okay? That's just so important. The third thing that I wish someone told me about studying abroad, people did tell me that a lot, and it was being homesick. When I first went abroad, I was like, I want to get out of this small town. I'm not gonna be homesick. Girl, was I wrong? I thought the more you go abroad, the less you would be homesick, but for me, it's the exact opposite. The more I go abroad, the more homesick I am. Someone who is so close with my family, right? Honestly, the more I go abroad, the more I appreciate my family, which is so beautiful, right? But it's also hard, especially now around the holidays when, holiday season is coming up and you are not with your family. If you are feeling homesick, don't beat yourself up for it. It's a beautiful thing to have something to be, homesick about. Always have a beautiful place to go back to look forward going back to, right? You have such a deeper bond with your family. You appreciate things. See homesickness as a blessing. Try to not let homesickness pull you out of the present moment. That's actually something that my friend Jana, who also has a YouTube channel, she talks about so beautifully, is that she says that everything is temporary, right? So this moment right now that you're abroad and having homesickness, it's just temporary. It's just for now. And in a few weeks, in a few months, you will be back home and you will be so excited. When I first came home after Scotland, after my first semester, I come from an area in Germany that is famous for Christmas decorations. Everything is lit up where I come from, like every window, it's beautiful. I remember my dad picked me up from the airport and it was quite a long drive. When we were driving into our area, literally, because it's also in the forest, so around it it's quite dark, and then we suddenly went into that town and everything was lit up and I was feeling so grateful. Honestly, that is one of my best memories I've ever had. And just for that memory, just for the feeling of coming home and being just so grateful, it's all worth it. Cool. Then the fourth thing that no one told me about studying abroad is that there are toxic people everywhere. when you study abroad, like first you feel like you will become friends with everyone, because in the beginning everyone is like, oh, I want to have new friends and I want to do this, but then maybe the first people you get to meet won't be your friends forever and you won't be best friends. Maybe you will if you're lucky, but what I really found is that don't pressure yourself to become friends with the people who you first meet. You don't have to do that. It's okay to meet them and then be like, oh yeah, sure, cool to meet you, but then keep looking. You can pick your own friends. Don't go into the study abroad experience with the expectation of coming out with like 10 new friends. No, if I have one new friend, that's absolutely fantastic. If I find no people that I feel connected with, that's fantastic, right? Everything is a learning opportunity. Do not make friends with toxic people just because they are like your first point of contact. You will meet other people and don't pressure yourself, okay? And then the fifth thing that kind of goes with that, actually with the fourth thing, actually being lonely. Being alone, being independent can be so great, so empowering. You're in the moment, you're like just for yourself, you can do what you want, it's all cool. But then sometimes you're like, I really wish I could share this experience right now with someone. I do believe that humans need connection. For me, like I grew up with parents, we always hug, we always cuddle. We have a cat at home, so I always cuddle with my cat, and we are really like warm and open family, right? That's how I grew up. And then going abroad, I know this is like random maybe, and you might not understand that, but it's true that when you are used to constantly hugging people, cuddling with people, having a cat, and then you're like on your own in a dorm for like 3 months, it's hard. It is really hard. Like let me know if you can relate, but I really miss hugging people, cuddling with my cat, right? And that can often make me feel very lonely. And for you, it may be something else, but that's a factor that makes me sometimes feel very, very lonely. I think that all of those struggles, all of those hardships, that they make you grow so much and they make you appreciate everything so much more. See all of those struggles as something, the struggles will only be temporary, but what you learn and what you grow, like how you grow from it, that will last forever. You now know that you went through this, right? You went through it and you did it, right? So you know that if I overcame that, if I could freaking live on my own, like for like months, right? And I did this and this and this on my own, like what can stop me, girl, now? Like I'm invincible, right? You will feel invincible and realize that those struggles are only temporary. You will get through them. That is really all I wanted to tell you guys about this video. It's probably quite long. If you are currently facing a hard time, I just want to hug you, tell you you're not alone, and you can get through this. I will get through this. We can do it. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.